Alright, I'm under a car right now. So my plan today was to attach the fuel line and the brake lines to underneath the car, get all the clips in and get it installed. But I forgot that the line had re-rusted. So I had it cleaned up, it looked great, nice and shiny. Then after it got painted, the wet sanding from the paint got water everywhere and the line re-rusted. So, and I can't take the line back out because it's already installed. So, you know, it's free in the back. I pulled it down, but as it goes up and then up into the engine bay, it snakes in and you can't take it back out. So what I'm doing is I'm painstakingly trying to re-clean it. So, in the process, I just got some 220 sandpaper and some steel wool. Kind of see I've already kind of worked on a little bit, so it's still kind of got some rust to it. So I'm gonna get a good surface clean, and then do the best I can, and then I got some corrosion protection spray, and I'll give this stuff a spray onto the line itself, and kind of rub it in a little bit, and hopefully that works. And then kind of go from there. If it's still an issue, then I'll go through and I'll get some spray that gets rid of rust, but it's kind of also a pain in the butt. But I think this will work. All right, so I'm doing pretty good job cleaning. So this location here. So right now I am under the passenger side door. Just as the line comes on this side of the frame and then bends over, and there's just a spring right here, and here's a spring right here. So when I cleaned it before, I was able to get the springs cleaned up and actually get them to move. So I moved out of the way so it's nice and shiny and clean. So we're going to get that spring back. And the spring is rusty, so I'm gonna have to go to the I'll go to the store and get some de-rust. It's a spray you can get, and you'll see it later in this video. I'll go to the store and I'll get some in order to get these really hard to clean sections like the spring area here. So it kind of fits back right in there. So we're in the move it. You twist it in the counterclockwise. To when you turn it, you're expanding the spring to get it past the corners, and then also work on the rest. Like I said, I just got some sandpaper, but don't, you know, 220. Don't rub in one direction, although you'll scratch up pretty good. So go pretty consistent direction, and then the steel wool helps to fine tune it, and then the areas that are pitted. I'll get the spray and it'll get rid of 99% of the stuff, and then I'll put that oil on it. Again, I had already cleaned this once. I soaked it in some de-rust solution a year and a half ago, and I got rid of it, all of it. So if you're cleaning your brake line, it's not this easy. Mine has just a very thin layer of rust on it. It's almost like a dust. It's coming off really easy, so I'm glad that's happening. So I'll continue cleaning, and I'll get the spray, and you'll see it soon. Alright, so I got my cleaning product. So it's just a Rust-Oleum product, rust dissolver. Works pretty good for me. It's you know, 15, 20, 30 minutes for light rust, which is kind of what I've got. And then in the process, so I've sanded it all the way down from the gas tank. Again, I'm doing the fuel line from the gas tank up to right about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this stuff and then continue working on from the door up into the engine. And then so while I'm working on cleaning, sanding, the other half is soaking. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial on what to do. So you can see it's hard to see in the phone, but you can, there you go. See that you can get a little bit of the pits in there. So when I initially cleaned this, all the pits were clean and it was nice and shiny. I have some old videos if you want to go back and see how I see what I did. But I need to re-clean this. So one of my many mistakes I've made by restoring this car is not doing what I should have done. So I should have cleaned it and then also sealed it. I didn't, so now I'm paying the price. So a little lesson I'm going to learn here. So here we go. Again, I'm just going to do a small section just to show you kind of what I'm doing. The directions on it says don't apply it to a dry surface. So I just got just a wet towel. That's all I did. So I'll just get this wet, which seems a very odd thing to do, but that's what I'm doing. You don't want it dripping, just just wet to the surface. All right. And then, so instead of, so here's my bottle. So instead of spraying it and getting everywhere, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a cup and a brush, and I'm gonna pour some of this into the cup. Now there's a couple different products. So you know, this is a gel. There's another brand that Rust-Oleum makes. It's a natural, safer material to use. But I got the gel just because it'll stick better than the spray. Spray will drip and kind of run off. So you can tell it's a lot thicker. All right, and then what we'll do is we're just gonna brush it on. Get a decent coat. All right, and then the spring. I'd get that really good. So you can get down inside the spring. This particular spring here is much more tightly wound. Before I was able to move the spring and get it cleaned underneath it, and I tried and tried. I could not move the spring at the time. So, all right, and make sure you're wearing goggles with this stuff, and it's pretty lot stronger than usual, stuff. So what we do is we'll let this sit for about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. So I'll continue with the rest of the line, doing the same process, and I'll let that sit, and then I'll move on and do some sanding and doable stuff for the front, and then I'll do the front, and then we'll get some results. All right, just a quick video of what my fuel line looks like before I'm cleaning it, so you can see how, and even the inside. So it's pretty bad in there. Oh shit! Oh, it looks like just the nose. All right, I can get the brush. So anyway, just FYI, just kind of what it looks like now, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, so everything's applied. You can already tell, doing a pretty good job. Pretty darn clean. Oh, alright, so we'll let it sit for a couple more minutes and then we'll get it off. Alright, and then here's the inside compartment. So again, it's still soaking. You can see how much better it is. And I decided to just do some other stuff. So these nuts and bolts here, all this stuff here was starting to rust. You can see right there. I need to get that again. So I just figured I had some time to spend, and I started doing the rest. So it's been too long. So this is kind of just part of maintenance, I guess. I mean, just it's going to be a pain in the butt. But what I'll do is I got that sealant, and I'll seal this stuff up so it takes longer for it to rust up. All right, so I'm ready. And the directions I say to wash it off. So I just got a simple brush, bucket underneath, and then a dry rag to dry it off. That spring, look how easy that spring moves now. It's just nice and smooth. All that rust is gone. I should be using gloves, but I'm only touching stuff and washing off. So it's pretty messy. So I can put a tarp down or whatever you want to do, I don't care. Alright, and then just a towel. Pretty good. Right. Okay, and then just rinse and repeat elsewhere. That's pretty darn good. Pretty clean. You don't see it that well. There we go. So, painstaking, but it works. Again, it only had a light rust on it, so if you're tearing yours down and it's never been touched in 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, or whatever, it's going to have a good thick layer on there. So I would do some good cleaning and sanding if you don't want to take the brake line completely all the way out. So you probably have to do this maybe one, maybe two, three more times to get a good cleaning. Just follow the directions on the material. So the spray kind or the kind that you brush on works, so you don't have to use the brand that I did. You can use whatever brand you want. But this seems to work pretty good. Anyway, so lessons learned from me. Next time, if you de-rust something, make sure you seal it. Otherwise, you have to do what I did. All right, it's all dry and clean. Now I'm gonna apply this this rust corrosion protection. It's that kind of type of oil. That's the stuff I already showed to you before. And this can go on nuts and bolts, wires, cables. Like so, for example, it's on my rear parking brake cable that goes from the rear brake all the way up, and got that pretty good. What I did was I sprayed some in the bottle and a brush. You can spray it from the bottle, it's fine. To me, it just kind of gets everywhere. It gets all over the car. So I figured if I just get brush it on, should be good to go. You can put extra on there. You just wipe off the excess, and then from there it dries and creates a little seal. And that spring, so I get the whole thing. And just keep going. If you get too much, just wipe it off or let it dry. Good to go. And then just continue on from there. Alright, so got that all cleaned up and all sealed up. So you can see the fuel line, off tank, up there. Oh, nice and clean. Right, here's the rest. And goes up. There. Alright. We're done. And then I also cleaned up all the stuff here, best I could. Got some sealer on it. Then also did the brake lines too. So I didn't have to clean those. Those are all pretty good. I just sealed them. The front, all the way up, and there. And brake line coming back. So all you need to do is just attach this to the bottom of the car. And there. And then I do need to clean up the one on the axle here. So I think I can just take that off and clean it up. Just a little bit, not too bad. And then I'll reattach it. And that is it. So all day long, but it's done. Yay.